We are back here on the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show. We are talking about this thing that's kind of come from out of nowhere and has not half, but a lot of the country up in arms. It is critical race theory, but I don't know about you. I have a whole new perspective on it, thanks to our guest, Dr. Epryl King. So it's an issue in Pennsylvania. Folks need to have their voices heard now. What do people need to be doing? Contacting their elected officials, their school districts? Who?
I think first at the local level, it's really important to let your voice be heard, to the school board members, to come together as a community and let the school boards know that this is your collective voice, that you realize that by banning it, this is something that would hurt minority students. As well as others, So outside of the local level, it's something that you should write your city mayor, you should write your county representatives, your legislative and Senate representatives, anything that you can do, because it's at the point now that this bill against this form of teaching has already hit the table. It's already been introduced in Pennsylvania. And so being that it is banned on the table or banned in about 23 states, it has picked up momentum. And it's picked up momentum in ways that people who don't understand that they are impacting education negatively are doing. So it would be important to know what you're talking about, to help get yourself informed about what it is, how it impacts your child's learning if you're a parent, and get to the school board and let them know why it would be unacceptable to, in essence, end up hurting other students because some people think you'd be hurting one group of students, which is not true. So have your voice heard and have it heard ASAP.
I think here's the other thing that kind of strikes me about this. I feel like older generations grew up with a perception. And then when I think about my son and my daughter, they're 30-ish. I'll leave it at that. They're 30-ish. And I know that they grew up, they went to school in and were educated in diverse environments. So I was very optimistic about their generation. But now when you look at the education of what is ultimately their kids, this has the potential to not just negatively affect Black and brown children, but all children, because if they are being denied that exposure across the board, it skews their perspective of a world that we all know is going to sometime in the foreseeable future be majority minority.
Absolutely. I remember hearing that our businesses are looking for a workforce that is able to work in a global setting. They want global citizens. This is a global society. So the only way you can work effectively and harmoniously in a global society is that there's some level of knowledge, one about the other, and that there's a respect, a validation for each other's experiences. If everything is all one perspective, you're not likely to get people to buy in to whatever it is you want to sell. So if this is an important thing for businesses, that they have a global workforce, then we need students who can be capable of working in that global setting. So not only for Black and brown students, but for white students to actually have some background and validation of and respect for people that are not white. And it's already happening vice versa with minority students who are receiving education that has come from that white middle class background. So if you want students who have the global background, you've got to be able to put them in environments and give them exposure to people who aren't like them, and also perspectives about that are different one from theirs. So it's really important that they don't hurt themselves, people who are pushing for this, or hurt their kids by eliminating that opportunity for their kids.
So I'm going to go back to the very beginning of the program. When I introduced you, I said that you were the president of Raising Achievement in Monroeville and Pitcairn, and we'll probably have to have you back on the show to talk. That's probably a whole show in itself. But when you look at this organization, and I've only gotten to know it just very recently through conversation with you, this fits into that as well. When we talk about raising achievement. You focus on Monroeville and Pitcairn, but we can look at Pittsburgh, Woodland Hills, we can look at any school district, and the issues are if not exactly the same, very similar.
Yes. And so I can tell you the one thing that our nonprofit is doing is we are having an event August 19th at 6:30 on this very issue, because we think it's important that the community actually know what critical race theory is, what it is not, and how having it or not having it will impact both students of color and students who are white, so that our community can make informed decisions before it even comes, before it's even someone wants to ban it. Let's even know what we're talking about.
August the 19th at 6:30. Now,
Yes.
Let's be clear. Is this open to the public? Do you have to be in Monroeville, Pitcairn? Give me the details, because now that we put it out there, we got to give folks some guidelines.
So it's our nonprofit is based out of Monroeville and Pitcairn, but certainly we've had people who have attended some of these events that we've had in the past. They've asked us, is there any way we can do this in our community?
Right.
By all means, if you want to come out, please do, because it would help you be informed. It's a platform where you can come and learn about what critical race theory is and how you can intelligently talk about it and help inform others before a decision is made. August
the 19th, is there a website? Where do folks get more information?
So we're still working on our venue, but our website is raisingachievement.weebly.com. And we will have the information up there soon. We have the date, we have the time. We're just in the process of waiting to hear back from our venue.
There you go. I'm guessing you're going to be back, Dr. King, but we appreciate you today for sure. It is a conversation that we needed to have, and I'm grateful that you took the time to have it with us today. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate you as well.
Thanks so much. And I'll be back with some closing thoughts in just a minute, so don't go away.